Yeah, my shoulder messed up, everyone. So don't tell Canelo. It may be the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
Is this something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how.
The stunning news that Terence Crawford had sustained a serious injury just days before his highly anticipated fight with Canelo Alvarez sent the boxing world into a tailspin. Fans, commentators, and other boxers are all expressing their opinions on whether what was supposed to be one of the biggest fights in recent memory should proceed or be called off entirely. The boxing community has reacted in spades to the news, with numerous insiders cautioning that this injury might completely alter the game.
But word on the street is that Bud Crawford has hurt his shoulder or re-injured a shoulder that had been surgically repaired.
When confronted with the horrific news of Terence Crawford's injury, former world champion and current boxing analyst Tim Bradley didn't mince words. Bradley, who has never shied away from voicing his opinions, attacked Crawford for what he sees as pretext leading up to the big bout with Canelo Alvarez. Bradley questioned whether Crawford is already searching for a way out of the most difficult task of his career in a scathing remark, insisting that great champions persevere in the face of hardship. His direct comments have further intensified the already contentious discussion about this matchup's future.
Crawford 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this one.
Oscar de la Hoya observes that Crawford is putting on a lot of weight, going up into a heavier class to take on an experienced super middleweight who is naturally strong. De La Hoya thinks Crawford will face significant challenges, particularly in the latter rounds, because the Canelo's strength, physicality, and experience competing at or close to this weight. Crawford's ring IQ, movement, and technical skills are acknowledged by De La Hoya, but he doesn't think they will be sufficient to offset Canelo's advantages. He anticipates that Canelo will put up constant pressure, hit harder shots, and eventually gain the upper hand. After wearing down Crawford during the fight, he will probably win by decision or stoppage.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, it's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all. No. Berlanga's a big kid.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
Boy Anthony, Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo. Crawford is coming up this weekend and everybody's excited. Here in Vegas, the electricity is in the air. So look, even though these guys are, combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just schooling him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches, but he cannot be comfortable inside the ring.
The adult, a well-known boxing analyst, recently addressed the circulating rumors regarding Crawford's alleged injuries. Crawford's lengthy layoff, his advanced age, and prior allegations of training failures are the main causes of the speculations, he admitted, but he advised fans not to draw hasty conclusions. Show made the point that, frequently as a means of inciting drama or justifying potential defeat, Injury talk always comes up prior to or during significant altercations. Although he would not rule out the idea that Crawford might be experiencing soreness as a result of increasing his weight, he emphasized that there is no hard evidence that the injury is severe enough to end the bout.
From this side of my mouth, is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how, right? Absolutely it can. Especially when you're packing on extra muscle, your shoulders get heavy anyway. When your shoulders are overdeveloped and you're packing muscle on. And if you have a shoulder injury, it will affect you. Okay. I mean, I'm one of those people. It is what it is. I say it all the time, bro. It is what it is. All right. These are human beings. They're real people. If you have an injury, it will affect you 100%. These aren't robots. This ain't a damn cartoon. It's not a movie. It's real life. All right. A lot of you guys got issues now physically. You throw you in a ring, you'll be like, yo, my back was killing me. You know what I'm saying? But with that said,
Sean Porter, a 2021 opponent of Terence Crawford, has expressed his worries about Crawford taking on Canelo Alvarez at super middleweight. Porter expressed concern about Crawford's reaction to being struck by Canelo during a full 12-round match. He emphasized that Canelo is larger by nature and would probably attempt to use power punches to wear out Crawford right away. Porter acknowledged Crawford's skill and quick thinking in the ring, but he cautioned that it might be extremely risky to deal with constant pressure from a bigger, stronger opponent.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out. You know what I mean? So
Crawford, however, has flatly refuted rumors that he is bringing a shoulder ailment to his bout with Canelo Alvarez. He called the allegations antics and questioned how anyone came to believe that his shoulder was injured during a recent media engagement in Las Vegas. As he spoke to reporters, he freely moved his arms and insisted that rumors of an injury being unfit or slowing down were just idle noise. Crawford added that he weighs what he naturally does. He stressed that nothing less than complete dedication is going into what he called the biggest bout of his career, despite detractors claiming that his body is influencing his confident and composed performance.
There's rumors that you've got a shoulder injury. Do you have a shoulder injury, or is that just rubbish?
Where I got a shoulder injury, I don't know. I think people coming up with their own, antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury. Terence Crawford out of shape. Terence Crawford slow. Terence Crawford. Yeah, they coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling a difference in power now you've moved up and you're at your natural weight?
Of course. Power is definitely going to come with it. So that's not any worries that I ever had.
Crawford's jabs don't even miss. Canelo's punches come like a brick. Both got a bag full of tricks. They must eat their way to Bix. Don't come at me, you'll get this. You lanky streak of piss. Don't call you broke or you sis. Go chill and watch Netflix cause the big guns in the mix.
Terence Crawford's adamant denials of a possible shoulder injury prior to his bout with Canelo Alvarez have not been widely accepted by critics. They contend that the injury rumors are supported by a picture of his left shoulder that is circulating and shows it to be enlarged. Some think that Crawford might be avoiding handing Canelo an aside a tactical edge by publicly denying any harm. Critics also point out that Crawford hasn't played for more than a year, and at age 37, fitness and recuperation are more brittle, leading them to assume even minor injuries could be serious and harmful.
Totally debunked this shit. He said that he has no shoulder injury, but at the same time, bro, you can't expect Terence Crawford to come out here right before the fight, if he is injured, that is, and say like, no, yeah, my shoulder is injured. Of course he's not gonna do that shit, right? So he has to deny it. So Terence Crawford denying that he has a shoulder injury, it doesn't really mean shit to me. But how true this is, we're gonna hear the truth about this shoulder injury after the fight. This is probably when, if Terence Crawford loses, you're probably going to hear like, yeah, my shoulder was injured, this and that, you know. Just the list of excuses, it just keeps piling up with this guy, you know. Or not with him. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is using these excuses.
Crawford has reacted forcefully to those who have questioned his legacy, claiming that his achievements and track record speak for themselves. He has refuted assertions that he has only defeated one notable opponent by highlighting his convincing victory over Errol Spence Jr., his undefeated record, his various weight class titles, and his demonstrated capacity for high-pressure performance. Crawford also rejected the idea that increasing one's weight ought to always cast doubt on one's validity.
But, you know, some people say that you've not faced a level of power and precision to the body that Canelo brings, that he's different. Do you think he brings anything different to the table that you haven't seen?
Well, they always say that, you know. They said that with Spence. He's the body snatcher. He's going to break my ribs and so forth. You know, we shall see.
How do you want people to remember this performance when it's all said and over? What's the headline the next day?
Listen, they're gonna come up with their own analogy, you know. All I know is they're going to be saying Terence Crawford was spectacular September 13th.
Crawford's stunning metamorphosis before the Canelo bout, meantime, has astounded fans. He moved up 2 weight classes to compete at super middleweight after gaining a large amount of muscle. Additionally, he appears more toned and muscular than ever in camp images.